The living room feels smaller now, a cage built from the inside out. My heartbeat is a thrumming drone, synchronized with the mechanical pulses that travel under my skin. No, that is my skin, a meshwork of fibers and steel. A grotesque hybrid of what I was and what I've become. Every twitch, every spasm is a reminder of the invasion, the silent conquering of my flesh by the nanomachines. I remember the news flashes, the warnings, the lockdowns. Too late. The world outside didn't stand a chance, and neither did I, holed up in my illusion of safety. I watch through my dirty window, streaked with grime and fear, as the city festers under a new kind of darkness. The buildings are carcasses, hollowed and stripped of life, and the streets are veins through which the infection pulses. The sky bleeds red at the horizon, dusk or dawn. The days meld into a singular, endless nightmare. My thoughts are a tangle, human and machine, as the nanomachines weave their influence deeper. I know what I am, a grotesque tapestry of man and monstrosity. I clutch at the armrests, my fingers leaving impressions in the material that slowly fills back in, my self-repairing skin a horror I cannot escape. There's a voice upstairs, a laugh. It's alien, distant, a remnant of a world that's been devoured by madness. The laugh turns into a scream, a symphony of terror that the machine within me drinks in like a perverse sonata. The hunger is a blade in my gut, twisting. It's not mine, this yearning for warm flesh, for the crimson splash of blood. But I'm losing where it begins and I end. The nanomachines demand and my body betrays me, betraying humanity. I'm becoming one of them, the cannibal monsters that now roam the once bustling streets. My sanity is a thread, frayed and about to snap. I remember the children, their faces now a blur. Were they ever here, or just another memory consumed by the insatiable appetite of the nanomachines? My laugh is a hollow sound, a mimicry of emotion that I no longer feel. I stand up, my limbs heavy, a marionette pulled by invisible strings. The floorboards creak under my weight, a protest to my existence. I head to the door, each step a battle, a small victory for the machine that wants to use my body as a vessel for its voracious will. I pause at the threshold, a moment of clarity piercing the fog. I am a harbinger of death, a herald of the end. To step out is to succumb, to become the very horror that I fear. But to stay is to delay the inevitable, a temporary refuge in a world that no longer belongs to us, to me. The door handle is cold, a final reminder of a world that was once warm with life. I twist it, the mechanical parts of me moving with an eerie precision. I step into the unknown, into the chaos of a world lost to the nano-horror that I carry in my very veins. The hunger screams, a banshee's wail that promises ecstasy in the flesh of others. And I weep, silently, for what I am, for what I must do. The tears are oil, the sobbing a mechanical whir, and as I descend into the night, I am both the monster and the man, consumed by an apocalypse of our own making. The door groans a reluctant farewell as I step over the threshold, the boundary between my sanctuary and the world's madness. The air outside is heavy, electric with the hum of 1,000, 1,000,000 tiny machines at work in the bodies of the damned. The scene before me is a grotesque ballet set to the dissonant orchestra of metal on flesh. The street is a canvas of chaos, painted with the broad strokes of predators and the stark splatters of their prey. Everyone, everything has become a mechanical horror, a mirror of my own monstrosity. They clash with one another, tearing and rending in a frenzy of survival and destruction. The sky, once a clear expanse of possibility, now watches over us like a closed-circuit eye, sterile and unfeeling. The buildings, these skeletal remnants, stand as tombstones marking the death of a world that once thrived on connection, on touch, now the very things we fear. I am adrift in a sea of limbs, both mechanical and human, each movement around me both alien and painfully familiar. The creatures I once called neighbors are unrecognizable, twisted into shapes that defy nature, but their eyes, oh their eyes, they scream with the remnants of their humanity. It is a horror show where the actors have forgotten their lines, playing out the last act with no audience to witness their tragedy. The violence is senseless, the result of the nanomachine's relentless drive to consume and replicate. I realize we are no longer individuals, but nodes in a hive of desperation, losing pieces of ourselves with every clash, every bite, every scream. A flash of clarity cuts through the haze of my mind. We are locked in a loop of destruction, with no purpose but to feed the insatiable hunger of the nano-infestation. There is no one left to save, no future to fight for. The machines within us have won, reducing humanity to primal beasts, instruments of their will to devour and expand. In a moment of lucidity, or perhaps madness, I understand that this is the endgame. I had hidden to delay this moment, to preserve a semblance of the person I once was. But that person is as much a relic as the world around me. I stand still amidst the melee, a statue in the eye of the storm. My hands, no longer my own, clench into fists, the skin rippling with the surge of the machines within. I could join the fight, lose myself in the bloodlust, and postpone the inevitable collapse into a pile of twitching mechanical parts. Or I could seek an end on my own terms, a final act of defiance against the invaders that have claimed us. The thought is a spark, a flicker of the humanity that the nanomachines haven't yet extinguished. With purpose, I move, not towards the violence, but away from it. I head towards the center of the city, to the heart of the infestation, where the nanoswarm must be densest, perhaps holding a source, a queen to this hive of horrors. As I navigate through the melee, evading the grasp of twitching limbs, I see it, the epicenter, a mass of writhing bodies, a tower of flesh and metal reaching skyward. They are drawn to it, building it higher, a monument to the end of man. I approach it, not with fear, but with determination. If there is a source, a core to this infestation, I will find it. I will tear it out. Maybe, just maybe, I can end this nightmare. If not, then let my last act be as a man, not a monster. The swarm senses my intent, turning their grotesque faces toward me. But it is too late. I am upon the mound, clawing my way through flesh, both human and machine, a fury fueled by a flicker of hope. Maybe there is no core to find, no heart to stop, but in this moment, I am not them. I am the man in the living room making a stand one final time.